I love how Mei sometimes grows dog ears. I love how Nano is afraid of heights. I love Hakari's secret beauty mark. I love how Kusuri frolics in her tiny form. Love Iku's toothy grin. I love how Hahari gets all shouty over diapers. Like how Iku wants her butt pounded by a bat. Love how Kurumi gave me the last bite of her ramen. Love how close Hakari is to Karane. Love Mimimi's hum desu wa. Love how Hakari is responsible, but has a few screws loose. Love how Hahari drools, because it shows how unguarded she is. Love Kusuri's secret beauty mark. Love how Shizuka is brave, but not for herself. Love how Hahari bought a whole school just for little old me. Love how Kusuri says Kusuri when she giggles. Love how Karane wears her socks loose. My gosh, tell me another MC that is as good as Rentarou. Tell me another MC out there, another harem MC out there that is actually as good as Rentarou. This dude gave the whole wall of text. Yes, we got the full long speech of Rentarou, the one that all the source viewers complained they were going to skip. Let's be honest, they skipped a lot of stuff, but at least they came back to this. They promised it and they came back to the wall of text. I do like the fact that with how much people were complaining that they skipped that whole segment and they were saying they were going to cover it, that they actually even have a joke in this episode talking about how they move things around. They're like, should we be here? We're technically not supposed to be here yet. And they're like, don't worry, you're allowed to be here. It's the director and the writer's fault. They're the ones that moved everything around. It's not your fault. But no, the final episode, the finale of Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 2, really solid episode. I won't claim it's the best episode. I mean, it's a wholesome episode. I think overall this is a wholesome episode. Just, getting in the feels with Karane, fixing her, getting over that whole issue there with her tsundere-ness being gone. I like how at some point, like usual, they make it actually like heart-grabbing. Like it's supposed to be a joke, the idea of trying to put the tsundere back into somebody, but yet it's still like super wholesome in the idea that Rentarou at some point realizes how difficult it is for her. Like this is what she has to go through all the time, not being able to express herself. But yes, having the later part, really just having them all say I love you. Again, not the funniest bit, but just super wholesome. But I'm kind of bummed out that we did not get another season announcement right off the bat. I mean, we have quite a few other shows that didn't care much so for this season that have got announcements right off the bat, but not this one. They even tease at the end, saying it will continue, which they typically do with a lot of sequel announcements. They'll do like the whole will continue in the next season, but no, they just say we'll continue with another 89 girlfriends. It was a total tease. So there's a side of me that almost thinks because they made a joke out of this sequel announcement means that they will probably do it. I mean, they have tons of content available. I mean, we're not even barely breaking through a couple chapters per episode. So we're only the 30 something mark of chapters adapted, and there's 100. So they could definitely do more, but we'll have to wait and see. But no, overall, I think the best part of this episode was definitely getting the tsundere Shizuka. We got a tsundere Shizuka at some point. Let's get into the episode proper. I like how it opens up with Rentarou coming to everybody and saying, hey, I think we figured out how to fix this. We figured out something when we were at Hahari's place, and everybody's like, something lewd happened. If you figured something out when you're at her place, her and Hakari probably did something. So it's got to be something lewd. It was a cool thing that I noticed in this beginning segment, as of course Karane is still tsundere broken, and they're trying to figure out how to fix that situation. Every time something comes up that's kind of absurd, who's the one stepping in? Kurumi. Yes, Kurumi actually is trying to fill those shoes for Karane as she's not there to be the straight man anymore. And so I got a kick out of the fact that Kurumi kept popping up. Again, technically she was sort of playing a little bit of the straight man in the previous episodes, but with Karane not there, she was really kind of stepping it up. And I'm kind of surprised. I don't think at any point they pointed out in the episode. I know at later parts when they do get the confessions going on, she sort of took Karane's place and kind of cut in line, but I don't think they ever addressed the fact that she was doing a pretty good job at being the straight man. But now they have to use the tsundere. They have to have everybody do the tsundere thing. It's going to come in and become a spirit bomb. And so we have to make another Dragon Ball reference. I have to admit, I'm kind of tired of the Dragon Ball references. I think they're cute, but at the same time, I think this mangaka really does rely on the Dragon Ball reference. They have to be a massive fan. I mean, if we're not getting the fact that this mangaka is a massive Dragon Ball fan, I don't know what else really kind of screams it. But no, I like seeing them all the different outfits. I have to admit, despite my criticism there, I did like Karane in the Majin Buu outfit. I approve. I want Karane in the Majin Buu outfit. But no, everybody doing the tsundere act was okay. It wasn't as creative as I thought it was going to be, but technically going through each one of them and having them do that, I think Hakari was probably the funniest. The fact that it's not like I want to make babies with you or anything. And he's like, oh, wow, okay. And she's like, no, really, I will. It's like Hakane broke so fast, it didn't even last very long. Yeah, like I said, Shizuka being tsundere was absolutely adorable. My girl. It's not like I want you to be my prince or anything. Nano Robot was kind of funny. The idea that she, like, just... What did they translate it to? Like a non-dere? The idea that she's just so deadpan about it that it just really has nothing behind it. Like, it's not soon. It's just kind of just zero. Like, it's just neutral. It's absolute neutral zone. And yeah, Hahari's only thing that she can do is not like I don't want to change your diapers or anything like that. But no, like I said, I love the fact that all the tsundere-ness comes together and Rintaro's there. And again, this is absurd. Like, this entire scene is absolutely stupidly absurd. The fact that they're all acting tsundere in order to expel their tsundere rays, and it comes to the middle to a tsundere spirit bomb, and Rintaro's having to hold it. And it's stupid. It is absolutely stupid. But like how in the midst of that, you have Kanane's like, don't push yourself. And he's like, no, it's not like I'm doing it for you or anything like that. And again, it's dumb that he suddenly becomes tsundere because the tsundere weight is upon him. But it's right here where he realizes how difficult it is for Kanane to express herself. Like, he didn't want to say that. He said something kind of mean. She's concerned for him, and he blasts back saying that I'm not doing it for you. It feels like he doesn't care for her care. And so again, this is what Kanane has to go through all the time. As a tsundere, again, breaking the trope aspect of it and coming down to a real aspect of it is somebody that can't express themselves. And he's realizing right here, she has to go through this all the time. She can't express herself, and so she has to fight back at this all the time. So when she does express herself, this is what the tsundere is. This is why people like tsunderes, and this is why I love tsundere characters. It makes the value of expressing that so much more impactful because you realize how much she had to go through in order to finally say it. Yes, Hakari over here can say, I want to have your babies. Yes, I want to do this to you. Yes, I want to do this to you. And it just kind of flows off her tongue so easily. With Kanane, if she says it, she had to go through a lot to say it because of what she has to fight back, the fears, the anxieties that she has. Again, amidst a stupid tsundere spirit bomb, there's actually some good character development right here. It's a good character moment right here that I absolutely love. But yes, they throw the spirit bomb. It infuses inside of her. She says her little line, it's not like I'm tsundere or anything like that. And they all get all crazy on her. She smacks them away. And then eventually she says, thank you so much. Ah, crap, it failed. It kind of implies there's still going to be an aspect of her there that's still going to be a lot more open. So I could probably say that it's more the fact that she's got a taste for being able to get past that barrier, and she might be more open. But let's be honest, she's probably going to go back to being tsundere. It was still cute, though. I really, really, again, I love the fact that we had so much focus on Kanane. It just sucks that it wasn't Kanane. It's like, again, like I said, last episode impressions is like, we had a whole bunch of segments of Kanane, and she wasn't Kanane, even though she was super cute, and I totally take that. But yes, when we get to the second half of the episode, finally getting back to the whole group, and yes, like they kind of mentioned before, this was a segment they were going to kind of fill back into the series at the finale, just so they can bring in, Meme and Mimi into the picture, so that they can be part of this massive wall of text that Rentaro does. But I like the fact, like I said earlier, how at some point while they're sitting here sharing love stories, at some point she like speaks up and says, technically we're not supposed to be here yet. Like, she's like, I checked out the manga and Mimi and me are not supposed to be here. So it's like, okay, is this okay? I like how they like jump in there and say, yeah, it's the director's fault. It's the writer's fault. Even later on, they take snaps at them where it's like Hakare was saying something lewd and Karane gets onto him and then she apologizes and says that she didn't mean it. And he's like, don't worry, it's the directors and all their fault. They're just freaks. It's like all this lewd stuff that we're doing and all this anger and fighting we're doing, it's because of the writer. It's their fault. It's not your guys' fault. They do that quite a bit in this series. I really do like those kind of fourth wall breaking where they just make fun of themselves. It's great. It's more funny the fact that you do have some people that are legitimately angry about changes and whatnot that don't really affect it too much, yet still having these moments where they make fun of themselves. It's kind of funny. It kind of diffuses that anger. Like I mentioned before, there's a lot of stuff that they skipped, which kind of sucks. And my only hope is that, yeah, we'll probably fit it in later. That's the great thing about a comedy like this is that they can really put this stuff anywhere and it still has the same impact. We're not talking about an adaptation of like some insane, psychological thriller or something like that. So things like I was mentioning last week where like Kurumi and how she wanted to taste a certain kiss, I could see them moving that to later. Like, I'm not too upset about it, even though it's a hilarious chapter. they can put it later. But yeah, anyways, they talk about love stories. I love how they're talking about how each one of them struggles with saying I love you, and how, like, yeah, I haven't said it in a long time. And it really just comes down to different aspects of each one of them. I like how they get into the shy group, which is like, Mimi and Shizuka, and how they have a lot of trouble kind of, struggling and expressing themselves. And then you have over here Kurumi and Karane are like, just has this like blank face, like they're just staring at him like, yeah, we have trouble with that too. Like each one of them have their own reasons for struggling with saying it. And Hahari over here is struggling with it, and the idea that she's embarrassed to say it, which is kind of funny because how expressive Hahari is and how she's not ashamed of saying anything, but it's different for her and how she expresses that. And getting the idea of like saying that I love you to Rentarou is different than saying I love you to the girls, because she wants to marry both of them, which is not even different. But yeah, that leads to them all taking turns saying I love you to Rentarou in their own way. Kusuri likes how he's basically a lab rat. Nano likes the data that she gets from him. He goes into explain how he does his training with his head pats at home. He's got a whole bunch of dolls in his home, and he trains patting their heads. That's kind of creepy, dude. Ikki likes how his hard work inspires her. Shizuka likes to sit on his lap and get carried around, which is super cute. And then, yes, Hakari gets all thirsty and gets mixed up with what she likes about him and what she dreams, which I could totally see with Hakari. Because Hakari is a character that, yes, she likes all these things about Rentarou, but Hakari loves to kind of dream about what she wants to do. She's not about an in-the-now person. She's about what I want to do to him later. And so she gets swept up in that, talking about how she likes him touching just all the time. Oh, wait, that was a dream. But yeah, it was kind of interesting to have that moment where Kurumi steps forward and takes Karane's place, and the idea that, okay, you basically, again, you have two tsundere characters. Again, she's more of a foodere. Kurumi is more of a foodere character, and you have Karane, who is a tsundere character, and they both have problems with getting past that anxiety. But here, Kurumi actually cuts in line. Like, Karane is about to say something, and Kurumi gets that little jolt to kind of step forward. She's like, you got to say it a whole bunch of times earlier. It's my turn. It was kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, that causes Karane to have like this flood of all these memories of her doing embarrassing things just kind of sweep in there. It was great. Which all leads to Karane saying that she loves everything about him, which makes Hakari mad because she can't say everything before Hakari muzzled her in her chest. I immediately said, like, she could muzzle me any day. But it's more great the fact that Hakari, like, it looks like she accepts it. Like, she makes a little moan noise like, oh, okay. Yes, okay. But yes, all leads to Rentarou doing his big speech, which was a lot of fun, which I kind of covered most of them in my intro. I thought about actually reading the entire list on camera, but I'm like, I suck at reading a script, and it would take me decades to read all that stuff and edit it all. So I'm sorry. Maybe another day. I don't know. Maybe we can get trending the idea of people reading the script of that. I can see the Japanese fans actually reading that, or maybe the actual staffers will have people read that just to do like a challenge. It's the Rentarou challenge. I can see that becoming a thing. But yeah, it was funny. The whole aspect of him acknowledging how much he likes Hakari and Karane's relationship and all this other stuff. So many beauty marks that he has spotted that he's mentioning. And it all ends with the troll ending. Like I said, that bugs me. The fact that it says it will continue in, with 89 girlfriends rather than saying season 3 is what it is. But I enjoyed this season. There was a few episodes this season that were a little bit meh. But I think overall, I just love the series. Even if it has like a bad episode, I'm still going to enjoy it. It's like I'm not going to laugh out loud like I typically do with the series, but I will still be like, I love these characters. Like, I just love them on the screen. So it was a great season overall. Really enjoyed it, despite the fact that I keep getting emails from somebody to pay to get them removed from my channel. I don't know. I should do a video talking about those emails because they're the stupidest thing. No, to that person, for some reason that you're watching this, because I know that a lot of people will say they don't like something, they want it removed, but they'll still watch it. To that person, no, I'm not removing it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my impressions of this season overall. I really do appreciate you guys' support and coming by every week to check out these videos. If you're new here, though, make sure to subscribe before you leave. Like this content, you want to support channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it. But until next time, y'all take care.